Hello everyone, and welcome to Strategy.
This is a series of videos explaining business strategy. This one is a very short video to explain how prices are formed. Let's quickly go back to the definition of a business. A business is a product intercepted with a market. Now, how does this interception take place? It takes place due to a price. Now, how are prices determined? How are prices determined? The first explanation is, the cost and a little bit more. But that's not true. The cost is only a distant reference in determining a price. Prices are determined according to how much the customers are willing to pay. Let me ask you a question. Why do you think water is almost free and we need water to live? Every human being, every being in the planet actually needs water to live. But diamonds are so expensive. Why is that? Nobody can eat a diamond. Nobody can make anything apart from putting it in their hand or in a necklace at most. I'll give you a minute to think why diamonds are so expensive and water is almost free. Isn't it incredible? While water keeps you alive, it's almost free. Let's imagine that you're in the desert and you're alone and there's nobody around you. And somebody comes and offers you a little bottle of water. How much would you be willing to pay for that? What if, for example, they offer you either diamonds or water? I'm sure you will prefer water because it's going to be a matter of life or death. And how much will you be willing to pay for it? You're likely to be willing to pay all you have. Why is that? That is because of the consumer surplus. And that is what I will explain to you in the next slide. Let's draw the demand curve in this graph. While on the one end, water has a very, very low price or is almost free, diamonds are at the very top and are very expensive. When you buy water at a very low price, you leave a lot of consumer surplus. Said differently, you would have been willing to pay a lot more for the water because it keeps you alive. But since it's readily available, you paid very little. Whilst on the other hand, diamonds are very scarce, so you paid a fortune for it. And the consumer surplus left is nothing or very little. The way I've represented this in this graph is the consumer surplus of the diamonds is a teeny weeny triangle at the top, whereas the consumer surplus of the water is almost the whole area underneath the demand curve. And this is the reason why, if you're in the desert, you're willing to pay a fortune for the water that will keep you alive, because you're using all your consumer surplus.